everybody.
Hello, happy Thursday.
The day that's not Friday.
Friday Junior, welcome back
We're
to
hanging in there.
episode 4 of Go Off Queens. Woo!
You made it. We're here. We made it. It's snowing outside. It's not
cold.
super great, but we're here.
We're doing it.
We're doing the damn thing. So, for today's topic, we are going to discuss something that I think pretty much everyone can relate to, which is having roommates or living with a significant other that happens to be your roommate.
Yay.
You know, just all the different types of roommates, different frustrations with each different type, male, female. I don't know. I've been in a lot of situations in life, mostly with females, and now I am living with my boyfriend. So,
Big step.
I
think we got 2 perspectives here. I currently live with 4 other girls, so there's 5 of us total. It's like being in a sorority house again, but
I haven't lived with that many people since college. It is a fun time, but
it is a fun time.
it can be a little cray-cray at times as well.
Agreed.
Divvying up all the responsibilities and what have you. I feel like there's a lot of resentment that builds up too for the person.
Tell by your tone.
Well, the person. Well, the funny thing is, like, when I lived I lived in a sorority house, but I don't really count that. But when I lived with 3 other girls, there was one person who kind of like took care of everything, but I think she like secretly resented all of us for that and would like take it out on us when she was really drunk about how we never do anything, and it was a lot. A lot. But you know what? I think, you got to find better ways to split up the responsibility, and you can avoid that problem. But
I think we should dive right in.
I think we're just going
to
keep going. Hot take. Here we go. All right. Well, what would you say are the advantages of living with your friends versus living with your significant other? So why don't you go from the friend side first?
Okay. I think friends, first off, you always have something to do. So you want to go to the grocery store? You have a buddy. You want to go for a walk? True. You also have a buddy. You want to watch a movie, have a movie night? Oh my gosh, 4 of my friends happen to be sitting right next to me, so we could do whatever. I think having roommates is so fun.
It is fun. I remember that. I recently got out of a roommate situation where it was just one person and we just had very different schedules, so unfortunately we didn't really get to hang out as much. But when I was in college, I really loved always having someone to do something with. Yeah. So,
absolutely. I think it's fun. Just like, I'm getting a little older, still young, but I'm like,
yeah. I don't know. I don't know if like it's more of a thing now where it's like people are just trying to save money, so they're having roommates longer. Mm-hmm. And I think people are, I don't know. There's definitely exceptions to this, but I think people our age are kind of putting a lot more thought into their relationships before they go ahead and take the step of moving in with the person, similar to like getting engaged and stuff. But like I said, there's exceptions to that. There's people that just bulldoze right through every single phase. Yeah. Which gives me anxiety, but
I
to each their own.
think it's a thing like where you live too. Like, are you downtown? Do you want that like going out vibe? Do you want to have, friends to live with that you can kind of do those downtown city things with? Or are you more settled in the suburbs and you just want to live and be settled? And I don't know what you do in the suburbs, but
yeah, I kind of had like living in the suburbs type experience. And you kind of just, if you're young and still going out a lot and doing all that stuff, like you just go from the suburbs to where everyone's going out.
Uber.
So sometimes it's nice to be that person that's already there, like in the thick of it. So like your friends have to come to you to hang out and do the fun stuff. But
I think I'm still there, but I will get out of that phase here, I think, in about another year.
I know. This year has been extremely different. I think I would have gone out, 2021 into, or 2020 into 2021. We're kind of still dealing with the same crap of just not being able to do anything really. Yeah. And just, it's just, you can go to bars, you can go to restaurants, but it's not the same. And that you can't stay as late. Like going out late has kind of changed
Going
a
out
lot.
late means last call's at 10.
Yeah, going out late means you go to dinner, you have as many drinks as you can, and then you go back to your apartment.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what the vibe is. And then
And you have a nice buzz and nowhere to go.
you're just really drunk at your apartment. Yeah, so, I mean, it's not the worst thing. At least you don't have to drive. I wonder if, like, DUIs and stuff have gone down.
Oh, probably.
Random sidebar.
And
but
also, like, side comment on that. Ubers. If you're listening, Uber is amazing. There's no reason to drink and drive these days.
very true. Very true. I do kind of feel, though, like they've, like, upped their prices.
For Uber?
For just, getting a ride. Lyft and Uber. It's just, like, more because they know there's less of them out there, I think, right now. It's, like, high, or, I don't know. Supply and demand.
What's it called?
What?
Oh, surging. When the rides are surging.
Yeah. Yeah. But
They're
it
always
feels like every
surging.
time I call or happen to need an Uber, it's always, like, the most busy time,
Yeah.
of course. But
They know. They know how to get us.
I mean, another advantage of living with a roommate is sometimes if they're feeling nice, they'll come get you if they didn't go out. Or
True.
you guys always, like, because I remember when I lived alone in LA in a studio. And it was just because I just moved out there, didn't know anyone. I tried to make a roommate situation work, but it just didn't with my timeline. So I lived alone, and I always had to take an Uber home from the bars by myself. And it kind of depressed the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Made me sad. And I don't know. In LA, you're always a little bit on edge. Like, something bad's going to happen to you when you're alone. So
I think I'm always like that.
I know.
But
Anything
be a
can
little
happen
paranoid,
anywhere.
we'll see.
It's true. But LA always felt a little bit more dangerous for sure than Denver does. But I mean, I grew up here. This is totally like where I feel most comfortable, which is obviously why I'm back here. But what else are some good advantages? I mean, money. You save a lot of money. The more roommates you have, you can usually live in a nicer part of town because you're splitting the rent. My brother lives in a really nice place in Wash Park. It's like prime location in Colorado, in my opinion. And he still lives with 3 other people.
Yeah.
But that's the only way you can afford a place in Wash Park in your 20s. There's no way otherwise, unless you're just, I don't know, a millionaire or a trust fund baby.
That ain't
or
it for me.
whatever
Tell you that.
it is. Yeah, no, not for me, not for me.
Not
but
the case.
I mean, I would say living with your significant other, one major advantage is, this is going to sound bad, but like, I mean, this might just be me, but I don't like confrontation. I hate fighting with my friends. It freaks me the F out. I do not like to
I don't like confrontation.
fight with them. Like, I don't want them to be annoyed with me. Like, I'm just like 24/7 kind of like trying to make sure we're chill. The vibes are good. We're great. So like when it's your roommate, it can be difficult. Like, you're always like, you have an issue, but you're not trying to like cause problems. But I mean, you obviously want to address it, but it's just a lot more, I don't know. It's harder for me when it's with my friends. Whereas like with my boyfriend, I feel like I can kind of tell him how it is and I don't really have any regret. I'm like, I don't give a crap. But yeah,
I think with roommates, you definitely have to pick and choose like what's worth confronting them about. I think a lot of the times it's easy to like come home from work, the house is a mess. You're like, oh, I'm gonna freak out. But you try and play cool. Because you're like, do I really care about the dishes today, or am I gonna care tomorrow when they do something worse?
I think you got to learn to pick your battles a little bit. I will say, like, I feel like having roommates and even like growing up with siblings, just being around other people, you learn to have like more of a tolerance for that kind of thing. And I'm pretty OCD, and I think it's sort of helped a little bit with that, where it's like, okay, she didn't put her dishes away, but it's fine. The world's not going to come crashing down because there's dishes in the sink. Like, it's totally fine. So, I don't know. I think it's kind of good character building to get to, like, I don't know, learn to tolerate
It's also funny just to see, like, people's living habits. Like, how did your parents raise you where leaving dishes was normal?
Yeah.
Or, I'm very OCD as well. So, I'm big on, I'm like, no clutter. Like, in my room, everything has a place. And having 4 roommates, that's not the case.
I mean, I think it's good. I get, like, it's somewhat of a personality thing. Because, like, my mom is, like, totally type B. Like, she just loves, like, she'll put anything wherever she wants it. But that's kind of just, like, the way her brain works. And it doesn't really bother her. And which, like, if it doesn't, I mean, I think she could probably benefit from organizing it a little bit. So, like, when she's trying to find something, it's easier to find or whatever it is.
If you're listening.
But she hates, she hates being told, like, from me and my dad that like her space is too messy. She's like, this is how I live my life. Like, leave me alone. So some people are just like that. I get it. But I don't know. I think it's good to like instill some good habits in your kids or just yourself. Like always put something in the same place so you know where it is when you need it, kind of thing. And yeah, pick up clutter. I don't know. The biggest thing for me with like dishes is I get it. Like at the end, like especially if it's like dinner, you're tired. Yeah. You made yourself dinner and then you're just like, oh, I'm tired. I just want to chill on the couch. Like you don't want to like immediately do the dishes. But I've just gotten in the habit of like right after I cook dinner, I'll just like be doing the dishes like while it's cooking or like something like that. So then
clean while you cook is.
So yeah. So then like all the dishes are done and I'm like chilling and can just hang out and not worry about it when I like just want to hang out on the couch after eating dinner or whatever. But I don't know. I've had roommates that the dishes thing, I think we'll move into what is a big pet peeve, which I think for me is it's the dishes thing. Because it's not hard if you own a dishwasher to put the dishes from the sink into the dishwasher. Like I really don't get when people like just leave it there for like days. Unless it's like the thing that always cracked me up with my roommates in college and just like throughout is like when someone would make food in like a pan and it would kind of stick to the pan and it's clearly like a harder thing to wash and then they would put it in the sink.
Soak it.
You knew where I was going with this. Like, oh no, I'm just letting it soak. Yeah. And like it's soaking for
I'm
like
so guilty of that. I'm a soaker for sure.
Sometimes it does need to soak, but not for days on end. So, oh my gosh. I've just our one roommate in college, like she would pull that with everything. She's like, oh, it needs to soak. And we're like, Sarah, you made an egg, one egg. Like it didn't produce.
Just scrub it
like,
a little bit.
Seriously, like you would have to do like 1-2 scrub and it would be off. Like, goddamn.
We would get so mad. Some soaks, but one egg. Not so much.
I've heard, but I don't know. The dishes thing I think is big. I don't know. Food big being left out is just gross to me. That anything with like food in the kitchen, like just keeping the kitchen tidy is big. Yeah, for me.
I think common spaces in general, keeping common space clean is huge. Yeah. And on the cooking side of things is when you cook, wipe down the counters.
Yes. Yeah.
I am not kidding. Living with some people, you would think they're cooking and like flinging their spatula or whatever
Bobby Flay
food
shit
all
with
over
their food.
the counters.
No,
and then they clean the dishes but just leave the mess. I'm like, I don't know what's worse.
I don't either. I mean, and it's kind of gross. Like if you ever like, I don't know, like rub your arm on it or like your clothing or something. It's like your counter's just disgusting. Or I hate like, you're just trying to chill or like lean on your counter and it's just gross. So I like wash or like wipe my counters off like a lot, like all the time.
At least once a day.
We now have black granite countertops. So like it disguises a lot of the mess, which is a good thing and a bad thing. Because then like once you actually wipe it, you're like, oh God,
like, ew.
Like we really needed to wipe that off like a long time ago. So I don't know.
I think too, just being work from home, it kind of has lightened. What am I trying to say?
Lightened?
No.
Lightened?
I don't know. It's made all these issues worse is what I was getting at because we're home all the time.
So escalated it? Elevated it?
Yeah, I think I was going for something like that.
I don't know.
But when you're home all day and there's dirty dishes or the counters are dirty, you're staring at it and you're like, what the heck? Whereas if I was gone all day, I'd come home and probably be like, yeah, that's annoying, but it wouldn't bother me as much. So probably increased time spent at home definitely makes the pet peeves.
Yeah, totally.
Worse.
I've heard a lot about just like how tidying up your space, like making your bed every day and making sure your space is tidy, especially when you're working at home and have to stare at it. Like it's going to make you so much more productive and just feel better going into the day. And like, I don't know. I always make my bed. Yeah. I always make my bed. And I have like a special way of doing it. And like, it's kind of cute. Now Riley, like he does it the way that I like him or that I like it done. And so it's very sweet.
He's learning.
Because I usually get out of bed earlier and then he like comes out like not too much later than me, but maybe like 20 minutes after I wake up. And he just makes the bed.
Boys are like puppies. You just have to train them.
They are. I mean, I got very lucky. He is we have similar personalities as far as like being pretty type A, pretty clean. He's actually gotten on my case about a few things, like, so I don't know. I think I found like my perfect match as far as like cleanliness in a roommate and just having everything being very organized.
That's a win.
And oh my
Hard
gosh,
to find.
everyone like because I wanted to start with a really clean slate, and so when we moved in, I tried to make everything organized. I got us these nice little bins and stuff for certain things, and like people come into our house and they're like, Jesus Christ, like you guys are like really organized,
Really
and I'm
organized.
just like, yeah, what of it? You jealous? Probably. But I don't know. I just love that stuff. It just like makes me so happy. It makes my heart and soul very
There's nothing
happy.
better than a clean, like perfectly clean house.
Yes. I mean, it's very therapeutic. I think having your like Sunday cleaning day is always nice, but
Or going
I don't
to
know.
bed and clean sheets.
Yes.
The best.
And I think if you're just like cleaning here and there, just like throughout your week, you won't have to do as much cleaning like when you really need to, because your place is just constantly staying clean and fresh.
I agree.
What do you think makes a really good roommate? And how about we also talk about what makes a really bad roommate? So I feel like we've talked a lot about cleanliness. I think also just like reading the room makes like a good roommate. Like if you can tell your roommates like, yeah, if you can tell your roommates like not in a good mood, had a bad day at work, like it's probably not a good idea to like invite a bunch of people over and like get drunk that night, like in the kitchen when they're like tired and like stressed and mad about whatever it is.
Or just like, and this may just be a me issue, but like when you're having a bad day, people just want to chat. Like, it's like, can you not tell, like, by my face that I'm not interested in just chit-chatting right now?
I know. I mean, I have an easier time, like, if my friends know I'm mad, like, I'll vent to them. Unless I'm mad at them, then I'm not going to talk to you.
If I'm mad at you, you will know.
If I know. The passive aggressiveness, I do not miss. Because, like, sometimes when you're, like, mad at your roommate, there's, like, some awkward tension whenever you're around each other. And you need to, like, talk it through, but you're just, like, not ready for it yet. That sucks. But I don't know. I think for me, it's like there's been moments where my roommates really didn't know how to like read the room or just tell that like I was tired, or there was like multiple of us that were tired. But then they like brought like their family over to like hang out, or just like kind of invading the space when you really don't want people there, or like being too loud, or I don't know. I mean, I think it could go the other way. Like if you're being like a total buzzkill, like on a Saturday, like your friends are just like, say it's like 8 p.m. and you're having some people over having some drinks, and you're just like, like screw you guys. Like give them a break, man. Like it's a Saturday. It's not that late yet. Like it's, I don't know. You kind of have to do some give and take. I think if you have very different schedules, it's different. Like my roommate before Riley, she's a nurse. And so she did work on weekends. So I would try to like go do something else like out of the house when she had work, like weekends when she worked, because when she came home she didn't want people there. She just wanted to like chill and like have some peace and quiet. So I understood that. You have to be respectful of that.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'd say there's a time and place. Like if it's a Friday night at 10, I'm probably not going to turn the music down. But if it's a Friday night at midnight, 1, you're trying to sleep, you don't have anything to do the next day, like come on.
Yeah, I mean, there was definitely moments where, like, she also had, like, weekdays off when I did not. And so, like, I understood, like, it was some of her only time where she could, like, hang out with, like, her sister or her boyfriend or whatever. But then if they stayed up pretty late and were, like, listening to the TV really loud and music really loud, I'm just like, come on, man. Like, I respect you on the weekends, so, like, you need to respect me on the weekdays. Yeah. So, I don't know. That's definitely something to keep in mind when you're getting roommates. Like if you guys have completely different schedules, that might cause some problems for you. But
I think with girls too, you kind of mentioned it, but like passive aggressiveness is so real when you have roommates. And I know I'm guilty of it, but especially with multiple roommates, my favorite are the group text messages if something's bothering someone. Instead of just like talking about it in person or being like, hey guys, can someone take the trash out? It's like, hey, who left trash? It's like, okay, well, there's obviously
left trash.
There's obviously someone in the group chat, so it's gonna come forward.
Damn, yeah. I think too,
will the real Slim Shady please stand up?
It's like harder too if you guys are all like BFFs, and we would have situations where like I mean, this was obviously in college, times have changed, but like one person would be in class and then the 3 of us would like go shopping, and then that person that's in class is kind of like, well, screw you, you guys like are totally leaving me out. And that would happen like a lot. Like it would always be like one person against the 3 or like whatever it was. I mean, it was nice that there was 4 because you could do like 2 and 2, but then sometimes the 2 and 2 we would have this weird like I don't know, like drama amongst each other, like you 2 are closer and so we always have to hang out and like you guys never include us.
Oh no,
it was a lot, but maybe that was just that specific group of people.
Yeah, I would love a guy's perspective on this because I really don't think that any guys
they don't care about that
with the roommate stuff that girls do, which is fine.
I think guys just have such like, I don't know, they have such a tolerance for like annoying shit that I don't think I could ever deal with, like loud music, like food being everywhere, trash being everywhere. Like, I mean, not every guy, I can't speak for every guy. Like Riley used to say, like, cause like he's OCD. He was like that when he had roommates in college, and he didn't like when they like left messes and stuff, and he didn't appreciate that. Actually, like honestly, one of the reasons like I was like so into him at first, like when we first met, is I came over to his house, and their house was one of the cleanest boys or like it was a house, cleanest houses I've ever seen, and his room was so clean, and I was just like, oh my god, this is so beautiful.
He was just trying to impress you, but he kept it up.
He did. He kept it up. I just kind of learned that that's like his personality. Yeah. Thank God it wasn't just for me. He's always like that. But
with that said, how do you know when it's a good time to move in with your significant other? Do you know? Or do you just kind of go for it?
It's kind of just a feel thing. I've seen a lot of people do it a lot of different ways. I don't know. I mean, I think for me, we like thought about it a lot and stuff, but we just didn't want to do it for the wrong reasons. Like sometimes you'll just do it out of convenience, or you'll want to do it out of convenience, and you kind of have to push yourself away from that and be like, okay, that would be great, super convenient, might be a good deal on rent or whatever it is, but like if that's not really where you're at in your relationship, I wouldn't recommend.
I think convenience is kind of fair, because packing a bag to go stay at someone's house all the time is so annoying.
Oh my God, I love not having to do that. Yeah. I have all my stuff.
Oh, you want to get ready? You have to put all of your stuff in a bag and then take it somewhere to then go to work or wherever you have to go. But if you're doing it for financial reasons, I think that's my take, is like, don't ever move in with someone because it's going to save you money.
Yeah, it's not the best idea.
Not good.
I think, I mean, I moved to LA, and then he eventually moved to LA as well. But we just both, I mean, even though we didn't know a lot of people, we still didn't really feel ready to like move in together. So he lived with a roommate, I lived by myself. But I mean, we saw a lot of each other. We just knew that kind of wasn't the right step for us. We'd only been dating for like 6 months. So we were like, no. But I feel like there's probably some people out there that would be like, yep, perfect, great. Great
like,
situation.
Oh my gosh, we're moving to the same city, have to be roommates.
But yeah, and then we both moved back to Denver, and I was with a roommate because, I mean, I just got a good situation dropped in my lap where I was able to live with like my best friend again. And so I just felt like that was the right thing to do. And then he lived at home for a little bit, and then we discussed it further and then eventually decided to move in together. But I don't know, it felt very natural. We haven't had a lot of conflict or anything. It's been good so far. You don't get a lot of privacy, but
I can imagine.
Yeah, that is something that is tough about living with a boyfriend, is privacy gone.
Out the door.
I mean, I'm no Steve Jobs. Like, I live in an apartment, so our apartment is not big. It's
Steve Jobs.
Very small. He's dead. I'm sorry. That was a weird person to name. R.I.P. Great guy. Oh my God. I don't know. I'm sure when he was alive, though, he had a massive house.
Rest in peace, Steve.
Sorry, Steve. Justin Bieber. I'm no Justin Bieber, like having
his $8.5 million mansion that he just sold.
Yeah, that's a better person.
We should have bought that.
Okay, I'd have to like.
I'll sell my kidneys.
Yeah, sell pieces of my body on the black market. But anyway. I don't have a lot of privacy. I have one bathroom. It's a big bathroom, but it's just one bathroom, one closet. But I don't know. We tried to give ourselves as much space as possible. Luckily, like we have like
different closet.
well, we have a really big walk-in closet.
Ooh.
So like a good majority is taken up by my stuff. But yeah, it's a nice size closet. When we were looking, we were really kind of surprised at how small some of these closets were.
Oh my gosh.
Like even for people that don't like have a ton of stuff to put in their closet, I'm like, for 2 people that have to share that closet, like that was a really small closet.
Yeah.
But I mean, because they don't have a lot of other storage unless you pay for it or whatever. But anyway, yeah, I don't know.
Time for that.
We do have like somewhat of a division of like our bedroom and our living room and kitchen, so we can somewhat get our own space, but like not really.
Yeah.
So that's not ideal. I mean, I think that's when you have to like keep in contact. Like if you're living with your significant other, like make sure you don't like drop off and like not talk to your friends or anything, because you need those times to like go hang out with your friends or do something different, or hang out with your family or your mom, or just go do something by yourself, because you do need this separation. I think it's just healthier that way. Like I'll have moments where he's just existing and I'm annoyed by it, so I just have to go do something.
Your presence is pissing me off.
Like you're breathing, and I need
you're breathing too loud.
I need to go take that energy somewhere else.
I feel that. I think the whole friends with boyfriend thing, like that happens pretty fast, I would say. I think you can tell like once someone starts dating someone if they're going to be the type to stay in touch or if they just kind of fall off.
Yeah, I mean everyone goes into the honeymoon phase and all they want to do is hang out with their boyfriend, and I mean I think that's fine. We all go through that, but yeah, don't lose contact with your friends.
That person.
I mean, I even felt like I slipped into that partially because I was in a relationship, but also partially because I moved to a different state.
Yeah.
I lost touch with a lot of my friends, which sucked. But then once I came back to Colorado, I made like a huge effort to like get back in contact with them and make sure like I was still getting to hang out with them a good amount. Otherwise, you just, you hang out with your boyfriend all the time. Yeah. And their life, you kind of just meld your life into theirs, and you kind of lose your own identity in a way, I think. That's a different conversation. But yeah, I mean, I think that same goes for living with them. I mean, you see them all the time, so don't you want to go do something with your friends? Like,
I feel like that's a personality trait, though. Like, I know myself. I'm way too outgoing, and I care about my friendships way too much to ever be that person.
Yeah.
But there are plenty of people that I think are great friends. They're just like, they don't care about that. Like they don't need to be with their friends all the time to like feel like they have good friendships.
No.
But I mean, that's not me. I'm just trying to look at the other side.
My friends, I mean, like they've given me shit and it's warranted. They're just like, where you been, man? You got to text us. And I'm like, I know, you're right.
You're like,
I will.
Fell off.
So, sorry. I mean, it's keeping in touch with all your friends and stuff, it's not easy. And I think that's why people just dip out, because they're like, I don't want to put in the effort. I don't want to text them. I don't want to think of something for us to go do.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's also easy for me to say because I don't live with a significant other, so I'm always with friends.
I mean, we're very fortunate where I really love like all of Riley's friends, and I consider them like some of my closest friends now, and he really likes my friends. Like, you know, I would feel kind of bad for people that just feel like they really don't like their significant other's friends or vice versa. But I think you should like reevaluate some other things in your relationship if you really don't like your significant other's friends, because I feel like their friends are very similar to them, and that's why they're friends.
They say, what's the phrase? Like, you are who you associate yourself with. Yeah,
I mean, it's true.
Kind of true.
In some cases, yeah. I mean, you can't pick your family, but you can pick your friends. So
true.
What does that say about you? Anyway, I mean, what were we talking about? I feel like we went on a total tangent about friendships.
I have no idea.
How do you feel about...
Back to roommates.
How do you feel about your roommates, like your female roommate? Do any of them have boyfriends?
All of us have
girlfriends. Okay, so how do you feel about significant others being there?
I don't mind it. I think we have a big enough space to, like, where it doesn't bother me. But
that's good.
We definitely had a situation at one point where one of our roommates' boyfriends was living with us for about 3 months. And that is like where
full on all his clothes there.
Groceries delivered, groceries in the fridge. Yeah, clothes upstairs, like would work from home, shower there while we were all working from home. Can't go into much more detail than that.
Well, okay,
But
do you guys
not ideal. We were not happy.
do you have to pay for like your water and like all
Yes.
your utilities and stuff? See, that's where I get frustrated. If the person's
Yeah.
like fully like using up water, energy, all that stuff that you guys pay for and they don't have to pay for any of it, I would be really annoyed by that because
Yeah.
that's like,
I think that's what kind of rooted the issue.
yeah, just
'Cause it
definition of a
wasn't-
freeloader.
And I don't want, he wasn't him. Like, he's a great guy. Enjoy being around him, but like, no. Like,
It's
I didn't
just-
sign up to have 6 roommates.
Yeah, you're just crossing a line with that. I
Yeah.
don't know. I mean, I
Especially
lived-
working from home. Like, do you want to work from home with your friend's boyfriend? Probably not.
Yeah, and I think sometimes it's just like it depends on how their relationship is too. Like if they're like super like PDA lovey-dovey and they're just like making out on the couch like while you're trying to like make dinner, like
Yeah.
that shit would like annoy me. I'm like,
Yeah.
come on, man. Like I'm not in the mood for this. Like, come on.
Yeah.
But I don't
They weren't
know.
like
I mean,
that,
if they were,
luckily,
I
but-
know. I have had a few like that or like where I won't get into it, but them just having those private relationship moments very loudly.
Yeah. Oh, God. And we'll leave it at that.
And that's the end
But-
of that. But it's just, come on. I mean, it's part of it. Like, goddamn,
Yeah.
we need some thicker walls. But I think I didn't mind if their like significant others came over because obviously, like, I had my fair share of times
Yeah.
where I wanted mine to come over and hang out. So you kind of just have to like even it out, make sure it's not like too excessive, then they're not literally living with you.
Yeah. For sure.
And just being respectful of your space and everything. Like all my best friends' boyfriends were very respectful of that
Yeah.
and never overstepped on that one. So that was always nice. But
Yeah. I think for the most part, it's fine.
yeah.
I'm kind of like, the more the merrier, but like also like, don't live here and don't put your groceries in my fridge.
Yeah.
So,
Don't dirty up the place. Make sure you clean up after yourself.
yeah.
All good things to consider.
So if you're going to have roommates, maybe don't ask your boyfriend to live there without telling your roommates.
Yeah. What about working from home? I mean, I know with Riley it's been kind of interesting, but he's just one person. Do your roommates work from home?
Yes. There's 3 of us who work from home like pretty consistently.
Okay.
I don't know. I think the only time it's tough is when we're like on video calls.
Yeah.
Because you
same.
need that space. Like you need a desk, you need a nice background to like talk to clients, prepare for meetings, all of that. But we have desks. I think the only time it gets annoying is when we're on calls at the same time. So we have to like kind of move away from each
Nah,
other, find
yeah.
a different spot to work. But
Yeah, that's been really hard in a one
Yeah.
bedroom apartment. Like a lot of
Oh,
times, luckily I have this little like nook in my bedroom where I put like a little table and a chair and it's like a comfy chair. So sometimes I'll just sit in that little
Yeah.
chair and I have to like close the door and then Riley, we have a desk in the main like living room study
Mhm.
area. So he's in there most of the time.
yeah.
So, but I mean, he talks really loud and like his meetings are so long. I'm just like, they'll be like an hour
What
and a
do
half.
you even have to talk
I'm
about?
just like, oh my God. And he's talking to all these like, I don't even know, like, it sounds like Chinese to me. It's like, got to get the APR with the AGT. Like, I'm like, what do these things mean?
You're like, I'm not following.
He
but
does
okay.
media buying and planning, and I just didn't think that industry would have that much like industry specific jargon and abbreviations for everything, but apparently
Yeah.
it does, just like any industry, I guess. But I don't
Apparently.
use nearly that many like I feel like when I talk on the phone I don't sound that smart.
Yeah.
But
no.
maybe
I try.
I don't know.
Fake it till you make it.
Yeah, which I mean,
It's my brand.
thank God our meetings, we keep them short and sweet.
Yeah.
His go on for like hours and they'll be like one after another after another after another. But oh my God, that's how my mom says that her work is too. I'm just like, I don't know how you do that. Like,
I lose
suck.
attention. And it's like very clear when I do. I'm just like gazing
Yeah.
off into the distance.
Like she's like, oh, I'm on Zoom calls from like literally 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. I'm like,
no, thank you.
when do you get any like independent work done? And she's like, I don't. So I'm like, that sucks. But
I think we should leave it off on a high note and rattle off a couple weird habits that men have that they don't realize that they do.
I mean, yeah, I'm sure it could go both ways, which is why it'd be great to have a
No.
male perspective up
No.
in here. But
Not on these.
I think
Go for it.
trying to think.
Shaving your face
yeah,
and leaving the hair
one.
in the sink.
Yeah.
Why?
That's
why?
definitely a thing.
Also, their version of cleaning. Like, it's like, oh, I just cleaned the bathroom. You walk in, I'm like, you forgot the mirror, the toilet.
Riley also just like when he's doing his own thing, he's working or he does his Xbox and like plays like with his friends with his headphones. He talks so loud. Like his voice is like so loud. And sometimes I have to be like, can you like quiet down? Like, you're like, Jesus Christ. Like you're talking so loud. I don't think you realize it. But I don't know. He also, another funny thing has been groceries. Like he loves Costco and he like grew up going to Costco, but like he lived with his parents for a little bit. So I think he got out of like in like, you know, just like buying things for yourself, and you have to know like how much you could actually use before it goes bad. So it's not a waste, you know, you kind of have to like do that little dance when you're like buying groceries.
Like, how much is enough for 2 people in a week?
And he went to Costco and bought like so much stuff. And now I just feel like we have to like eat like savages to like eat all this shit before it goes bad. And I'm just like, Riley, you cannot buy this much stuff like the next time.
So overestimating grocery runs.
Yeah, way too much. And I'm just like, what is like, I don't know. And boys like, they think like they'll go through I feel like whole another topic is just girls versus guys in the grocery store. Like what draws you in? Like what do you want? Like he thinks like the super bulk bags of stuff is just like such a great deal, and he's like, isn't this awesome? And then I'm over there like, oh,
you're
look
like
at these
one
cute
apple.
little like low calorie botanical sodas that are $5 each.
They're like, probably not.
And he has to like talk me off of that. I have to talk him off of like the freaking gigantic crap. I don't know. It's
so basically guys should not
the way they
shave
grocery
their face, grocery shop, clean bathrooms.
Riley, I mean,
what else?
He's pretty clean in the bathroom, thank God.
What else?
Well, he knows. I just give him like an evil eye when he's like doing his little like shavy thing, because I'm like, you're gonna wipe that off when you're done, correct? And he's like, yeah.
Yeah.
He just starts wiping it immediately.
The wash down with the water.
He also like temperature. I'm sure every male female couple can relate to like the way the temperature needs to be. Like each person has different perspectives on like how they want the house. Like he wants it. Mostly guys want it cool, and women want it warm.
I want it cool.
I want it warm.
What's warm?
Like. So he like wants, oh my God, it's like the middle of February. We've been dealing with like below freezing temperatures, and he wants to have the window open and have the fan on. And I'm like, bro, do you want me to wake up as Jack Frost? Like, I don't know how like you want me to deal with this.
I'm like a 60.
Yeah, like I guess if I had to put a number on it, like he wants it
air
at like
conditioning.
He wants it at like 65, and I would like a little cold. I would like it to be probably like 70. In the winter,
like
in the
middle,
winter,
then.
like obviously in the summer, I don't want it like that, but I don't know. The temperature of like the house is always an argument for sure. And he has like we have the little Nest like temperature thing, and it has an app, and he like, I don't have the app. I should probably download it because he has like full control over it because he has the app, and I'm like, damn it.
My dad's like favorite thing to do if I'm ever watching my parents' house and they're out of town. My dad will just turn the air off. I'm like, I wake up sweating. He like thinks it's funny, or I don't know what he's thinking, but I'm like, people are here and they're melting.
My dad likes to like talk to us through the Ring. Like he has the Ring, and when he's not home, he's like, what are you guys doing at my house? And like stupid shit like that. I'm like, Dad.
Old guy humor, I guess.
Because he gets like a notification every time someone comes to the door, and he thinks it's like the funniest thing ever. Like we think it's this disembodied voice that we don't know who it is. And I'm like, Dad, we know it's you. Oh, hey, God. Anyway, love him, but it's an old joke. It's just not funny anymore.
Dad jokes.
But, you know, my mom puts up with it better than I do.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's probably a good way to finish it off. Sorry, boys. I'm sure girls have more things. I think Riley he doesn't understand why I need to have so many candles.
I love candles, though.
I have like 8 bajillion.
But have you ever walked into a house that smelled good and be like, why does it smell good? You're really like, oh my God, it smells amazing. And but if you walk into a house that smells bad, you're like, ew, what's going on in here?
Yeah, so I think he appreciates it, but he's like, your fascination with candles is a bit much. Like my aunt gave me this like 12-month, it was really cute, this little 12-month calendar of candles for like 2021, but I've already gone through like all of them. I'm already on to like June because I've burned through all the other ones and I'm like, I need some candles. So I've just been pulling them out of there. But I'm kind of cheating. I'm not doing it month by month. Sorry, Aunt Beth.
Do better.
But,
do better.
You know, it's okay. I just need to buy them myself. It's an expensive habit to like want to light a candle all the time because you only have it for like maybe 2 weeks.
Also, my favorite candles are the woodwick candles where they crackle. They're awesome. You need to get one. And they also smell amazing. But they crackle. And so I literally spend like $30 per candle, which is ridiculous. But they're awesome.
Feels like I'm at a summer campfire.
Yep.
In the middle of the living room. I like it. I wish I had a fireplace. I wish I was rich enough to have a fireplace. But I don't.
I do. It's fake.
I don't even have a fake one. All right. Well, roommates.
That's all for today.
You love to hate them. You hate to love them. That's not what you're supposed to say.
Love to hate them. Hate to love them.
Or what's the one where it's like, I hate to see you go, but I love to watch you leave? I never really understood that either.
Because they like to look at their butt when they're walking
away.
Okay. I hate to see her go,
but I love to watch her leave. Okay. I like it. Is that a song?
Yeah.
Oh. I thought it was like a rude thing. Like, like, sorry you're leaving, but also I don't care because I don't like you.
No.
I thought it was like a diss.
Physically watch her booty walk away.
I thought it was like a roast. Like, screw you. I don't care that you're leaving right now. Kind of sad, but I'm also not sad.
We'll play the song next time. I don't even know what it's called, but
I hate to see her go. Yeah.
Have a great Thursday.
Yeah, have a good weekend.
And
be nice to your roommates. Read the room. All the things. Light a candle.
Yeah.